Developments today in a triple Terrytown murder. Jefferson Parrish arrest records show that a man named Terrence Leonard was arrested yesterday and charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder. Rob Masson has more from the murder scene in Terrytown.
And Liz, we just finished speaking with Idell Rhodes. She is the grandmother of Christine Riley, who was killed in this apartment yesterday, along with 2 of her grandchildren. She tells us that Terrence Leonard did turn himself in, and they say that he was the boyfriend she was attempting to break up with. Idell says that she understands that Leonard turned himself into police yesterday and has admitted to attacking Riley and 4 children who were inside the apartment at the time. She says all 4 were her grandchildren. 2 are now deceased. 2 others are in critical condition at University Medical Center. And Jefferson Parish jail records show that Leonard was booked into jail yesterday and charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder with no bond set. At this point, the grandparents say they still don't understand what happened.
She didn't want him no more. She told him that. She told him that she wanted him to leave. He just didn't want to leave. And I told her, tell me if I want me to do it. Mama would go and put him out. I dropped my baby off Tuesday night around 1-something, almost 2 o'clock in the morning. And then he was up in there waiting and killed my baby. That's not right. That's not right.
On March 6, 2019, Terrence Leonard, who was 33 years old at the time, took the life of his girlfriend and 3 of her kids. And like many of these unfortunate stories go, no one could have seen this coming. Well, at least no one on the outside. The small city where this happened, Terrytown, a small, unincorporated community in Jefferson Parrish, Louisiana, was shocked with the news that a woman and her kids had been killed by someone so close it really rocked the entire neighborhood. Now, his girlfriend, Christina Riley, who was 32 years old and known for her warmth and kindness, was described by neighbors as someone who doted on her children. She had 3 kids, 14-year-old Nashana Riley, 12-year-old Adriana Riley, and 10-year-old Aiden Riley. Plus, her 9-year-old niece, Dariona Enkelade, was living with her at the time. She did what she could to raise all 4 of them as a single mother. And even though, like all of us, she wasn't perfect, no one could deny that she was a good mother. The one mistake she made was deciding to become acquainted with Terrence Leonard. Till date, no one really knows what could have caused Leonard to do what he did. What we do know is that on the night of March 6th, 2019, Leonard decided to attack all of Riley's kids in their sleep. It could have been any time between late Tuesday night and early Wednesday morning. Christina's mother had dropped off the kids at the house on Tuesday evening. Christina was working into the early hours of Wednesday morning. So it was just Leonard and the kids in the house, giving him ample opportunity. He bludgeoned each of the kids with a hammer, and based on the autopsy, they couldn't even wake up enough to struggle. And as if that was not enough, he hid away in the apartment waiting for Christina to arrive home from work. That's when he attacked her as well. Now, for some reason, he decided to move the 10-year-old son and the 9-year-old niece into a closet, leaving the other kids and Christina where he initially attacked them. He then left the scene and tried to hide the hammer in a nearby garbage can. He also tried cleaning up the scene, but he couldn't really do much with all of the bodies around the place. He then left the apartment, and in an interesting turn of events, he returns to the scene of the crime with his mother. Again, nobody knows exactly what was going through Leonard's mind when he decided to come back with his mother. But unlike his motive for killing, it's not difficult to guess that he was trying to appear innocent and provide himself some kind of alibi. As you might have guessed, though, if that was his plan, it didn't exactly pan out the way he might have hoped. His mother, upon entering the house and seeing all the bodies, immediately called 911.
Tonight we're getting different and chilling details of that vicious crime. The 911 call you're about to hear took place moments after the bodies were discovered, and some of this will be difficult to listen to.
Where is your emergency?
This call came in before 7 a.m. last Wednesday. There's panic and confusion.
My emergency is at 932. What this street is? Tell us, what's the name of this street?
The caller is the mother of Terrence Leonard, the man now facing murder and attempted murder charges in a case the sheriff has called pure evil.
We came to this house, and my daughter-in-law and her daughter is stretched out, and they're not breathing.
Inside this apartment in the 900 block of West Monterey Court in Terrytown, investigators found 5 victims, all beaten to death with a hammer. 2 children were dead, 10-year-old Aiden Riley and 9-year-old Dariana Ancalade. The boy's mother, Christina Riley, was also dead. Her 2 daughters survived but were in critical condition. At one point, the operator encourages the caller to perform CPR.
I need you to make sure that their back is on the floor, flat, and we're going to start doing CPR, okay, ma'am?
No, hold on.
I can walk you through
They
it.
got blood everywhere.
They were hurt? They were cut? What's going on?
No, I don't know, ma'am.
Authorities say earlier that morning, Terrence Leonard beat the children with a hammer and then waited for his girlfriend, Christina Riley, to come home, and then attacked her with the same hammer. Investigators say Leonard tried to scrub the scene, then hid the hammer in a trash can. The sheriff said he believed Leonard came back to the scene with his mother to establish an alibi, making it seem that he was part of the discovery. On the call, the operator presses for more information.
Is it so the person that was doing this, are they currently there, ma'am?
The person that what?
That did this, are they still there?
No, I'm looking this. And no, me and my son came in here, and this is what happened. This is what we found.
Investigators say Leonard's mother was not part of the scheme. She pleads with the operator to send help while trying to find the other victims. You can hear Leonard's voice in the background.
I don't see the other children. You see the other children? In the closet. In the closet where?
There's children in the closet?
Yeah. Oh my God, they're in the closet now.
Are they alive, ma'am?
No, they're not alive now, please.
At the time, she had no idea that her beloved son committed the crimes and really just wanted first responders at the place as quickly as possible. It was quickly evident that Riley, the 10-year-old, and the 9-year-old had already passed. But thanks to Leonard's mother's quick thinking and acting, her 14-year-old and 12-year-old daughters were rushed to the hospital alive. Unfortunately, it was not enough to save 14-year-old Nashana, as she was proclaimed brain dead upon arrival at the hospital. Leonard was immediately detained at the scene and considered a prime suspect in the investigation. But before the end of the day, he had confessed to the crimes. It was also during the investigations that Leonard's vast criminal past came to light. He had been arrested a number of times for all sorts of things, including narcotics, possession, and distribution, simple battery, second-degree battery, and a number of other run-ins with the law. Both Riley's father and mother also mentioned that the couple was in the process of breaking up, which might be evidence that she had started to see some cracks in his character. It might also be a part of the reason that Leonard decided to show his true colors in such a horrifying way. However, speaking on what he thinks could have been Leonard's motive, Jefferson Parrish Sheriff Joe Lapinto had this to say: "I don't think there was a motive. I really don't believe there was a motive in this. I don't think there was any reason. I'll tell you that Mr. Leonard says that he was under the influence of narcotics. Whether that was true or not, I'm not necessarily. But look, there are a lot of people under the influence of narcotics, and this is not a normal situation." During the trial, Leonard pleaded guilty to the murder of his girlfriend, 2 of her kids, and her niece. He also pleaded guilty to attempted first-degree murder of Riley's other daughter and obstruction of justice for trying to clean up the crime scene. At the time, the district attorney's office mentioned that they were gunning for the death penalty, and both Riley's family and the Jefferson Parrish Sheriff were down for it. However, at the end of the day, prosecutors decided not to seek the death penalty. And Riley's mother later mentioned that she was the one who decided to go for a life sentence instead of the death penalty. So Leonard was sentenced to 50 years in prison for attempted first-degree murder, 40 years for obstruction of justice, and 4 life sentences for first-degree murder. After the ruling in 2022, Riley's mother, Ida Rhodes, visited the home where the murder happened for the very first time. She hadn't been there since her daughter and grandkids were brutally murdered, most likely because she just couldn't bring herself to be confronted by the horrific scene. But as soon as the killer got the maximum sentences possible, she went back to the house with balloons to honor them. Some of the balloons were purple because that was her daughter's favorite color, and some were blue because that was her grandson's favorite color. Talking about why she decided to do this, she mentioned that, "I decided today was the day that I would stand in front of this building and release balloons in my children's names and let the world know today I got my victory." The unfortunate killing of 4 family members in such a brutal way had sent ripples of shock and grief throughout the community. Memorials were held for the mother and the kids, with tens of people attending to pay their respects. There were vigils, prayers, and moments of silence held across the town as the community struggled to process the horror of what had happened. The memory of Christina Riley, her children, and her niece will never fade from the hearts of those who loved them. Their lives were tragically cut short, but they'll never be forgotten. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and subscribe to this channel for more true crimes of the Dirty South. Thanks for watching.